Hello everyone. Looks like I am live. Can you hear me? Can you just let me know that you can hear me, please? Just type that you can hear me. Even though I'm hearing that you can hear me, can someone please text or type that you can hear me, please? Just so I know that we're good to go. Yes, we can hear you. Okay, Fiona, thank you so much. Thank you. Perfect. Anakali, thank you. Kalia, my apologies if I pronounced this wrong. Okay, welcome to round number 3, which is going to be messages for Earth signs. So let's give people a few minutes. There's already 28 people watching. That's fantastic. Every one of you who are coming online, thank you so much for being here. And I see repeating names. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Dre, you're saying that the sound is faint. I have no idea why. I'm using exactly the same equipment that I use every single month for my bi-weeklies and for my monthlies. So the only thing that I can surmise is that it is, I cannot fix it, is that it has to do something with this being live, which annoys the crap out of me. I have ordered myself some extra equipment, and it's coming tonight. So hopefully for the Monday round, which is for water signs, maybe it'll be different. Once I have the new equipment, it will be different. But we have to just be okay with this. I have no other way of doing it. This is a bit of an experiment. Think bigger, Joanna. Thank you, Julia. All right, energy today is very palatable and very powerful. I am feeling a little bit nervous. Why? Because it is a test for me. And while I was jogging this morning, I was getting a whole bunch of information downloaded. So I have this. I will go through it with you in a moment. But before I start off with the energies for the next month of July, I want to say thank you to every single one of you who are here. If you are here live, thank you so much for being here. If you are watching this after it's been recorded, my gratitude goes to you. If you are here because you are returning, thank you so much for being here. You have no idea the gratitude I have for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. For those of you who are new, I hope you like what you hear. If you do, it would really help me as Joanna to spread the message, which is essentially to help you realize that you are pure love and how to love yourself, as weird as it might sound. And so if you could hit the subscribe button or share it with somebody else, or let somebody know there is this thing called Joanna the Medium, which is what the channel is called, and she has something interesting to say. It will help me spread the message, if you will. With that said, for those of you who have contributed to my channel in other ways, supporting me financially, my gratitude goes to you. Thank you so much for your donations. Every time I receive a donation, thank you. Yes, press like. Every time I receive a donation, I have a bit of almost a hit in my chest, because there's that little girl still in me that says, I am not worthy. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, because I am part of you, you are part of me. If you are listening to this channel, if you are listening to me, we share the same type of attachments. And a lot of it seems to be tied to second chakra. As a matter of fact, it has everything to do with the second chakra. It has everything to do with trust. So we are essentially dealing with pretty substantial energies in terms of letting go of our past. Anything that is connected to second chakra in terms of trusting, any shame issues, any issues with sexuality. Second chakra is the feminine center. When it is blocked or when it is not flowing beautifully, it will prevent us from expressing in our solar plexus. And we are all here to express our divine authority. And I love the words divine authority, because every single one of you, watching or not, have your own beautiful, unique divine authority. And it is time to own up to that authority. It is about you wearing your identity, which is being a divine being. The reason why I started doing these live is because I've been told quite a few times that I need to put myself out there more. And again, I'm sharing this with you about me because you are in the same space, whether it's you putting yourself out there more in order to be seen by a person, in order to be seen by many people, in order to have your gift be seen, or in order just people to see you who you really are without trying to pretend or trying to fix into a box. So any sort of things like that, this is what we are here now ready to resolve. The energy is almost palatable. I can feel it, and I felt it the last two times when I was doing this live. I feel it on here, right here. It's the heart chakra and it's the throat, and we Taurians are the throat people. And when our heart is not in coherence with our mind, it will block our ability to fully express our own unique individuality. So we are in for some fun times, let me tell you. And I'm saying this a little bit with a smile on my face because I know what the fun times entail. They entail letting go of the old you. And the old you is your identity, your current identity. So this is absolutely a month of big ass identity shifts. Now, I just said the ass word, so I'm going to make a disclaimer again, like I made the last two times. I will, once in a while, you will hear me say things like pissed off, shitty, or I even had the F word come out of my mouth once, I think. So if that offends you, please, it's supposed to start at 3 p.m. Yes, it is 3 p.m. Eastern time, as far as I know. Yes. Anyway, back on track here. Okay, I'm gonna let that one go. So if you are new here, my aim is to help you understand yourself better, to help you remember who you are, and to help you realize your potential. And I do this by connecting to this higher source or many different sources in order for those sources to be given to me so that I can share this with you. Anything and everything that I share with you, it is, how do I say this to them, please? Anything and everything you hear, be your own authority, and you decide whether what you hear come through me is in accordance with you, if it resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's totally okay. It is maybe not meant to resonate with you at this time. What I'm saying here is, do not believe anything I say just because I say it, even though I know you guys trust me and believe me, and I am so freaking humbled by that. But I want you to be your own authority. I want you to be in your own power. I want you to decide what is right or isn't right for you. And throughout this transmission, you will feel certain things as if being activated on some level. I am now channeling information, but with this information is source of frequency that is reaching each and every one of you, and through this frequency, every single one of you are receiving a healing. So whether you like it or not, you are receiving a healing. So here's what I want every single one of you to do, if you are listening live or if you are listening to it after it's recorded. I want you to close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And as you take a deep breath, I would like you to say these words to yourself. I allow myself to be fully healed. And don't be surprised that when you say it, you begin to feel emotionally triggered. Okay? I can feel this energy flowing through me right now. It's very calming. Those of you who are sensitive, you will feel this You will feel this in many ways. Some of you will object to this energy because the frequency is so high and you have, unfortunately, a skewed view about you, and you are dealing with beliefs of unworthiness. So this frequency may actually trigger you. It may make you angry. It may just want to punch the screen. And it's not going to be for many of you, but it is, if you are feeling pushed off, if this energy, if you will, offends you, just stop and ask yourself why. What is it that you're feeling? Because in order for us to receive, we have to be willing to be open. If we are feeling unworthy or undeserving, most of the time we are not open. So in order for us to be open to receive, whether it's love, whether it's money, anything the universe has in store for you and I, in order for that to come into your life, you need to allow yourself to be open, which means if you have any issues with resistance, we need to look at why. What is it that you're resisting? And where does this resistance come from? It's basically a difference in a belief. So, here's what I wrote. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. Yes, I am. Thank you. My apologies. For those of you who are new to this channel, or if you're hearing this for the first time, there is a private Facebook community page under Joanna the Healer. There's a link down below, or will be down below. And if you would like to be a part of this private community where we share stories, we support one another in a very compassionate, loving, and absolutely, first and foremost, safe way. I don't tolerate any bullshit, excuse my French, and I will not tolerate someone who messes with my earth angels. So if you want to be part of that, there are some things that I do there that I don't do on YouTube. We would absolutely love to have you. So that link is down below. Julia, thank you so much. I love you, every single one of you. T, hi, thank you so much. If you would like a session with me, whether it's a healing session or whether it's more of a psychological type session, that information is also down below for you. And I am working to making myself more available to you live. Hello T, hello it's Sky. And the reason is because I am realizing and I'm noticing that from your response, you want more live from me. And there's only one of me, so I can only share myself on an individual basis in a very limited way. So what I'm working on is trying to find a way where I can reach hundreds of you, maybe even thousands of you, live in some way. And so watch for that. I'm thinking of something coming up in the next few weeks. Is there anything else that I need to say? So grab yourself a water or a drink or a snack if you're hungry, and let's begin. I feel very excited right now. I feel the month of July is full of surprises. As I'm saying this, I'm getting chills all over my body. Part of the big surprises is part of the big surprise feeling is that things are coming that I am not expecting, and they're good things, they're fabulous things, they're coming at me fast and furious. And the big deal that has to happen in order for me to deal with these things, and I am you, is the word trust. Do you trust yourself enough to be seen by others? Do you trust yourself enough to see you? Most of us don't see us, really. We very rarely see the value of who we are. And we are earth signs, we are value driven, we like our physical things, but all these things are just attachments. Then they mean absolutely nothing, yet they do. So I feel the month of July, but this will carry on for the next 6 months. The energy is going to be helping you reflecting things you are attached to that no longer serve you. And at the same time, You will be creating new attachments, except I don't want to say the word attachment because anything that you attach to is limiting. What I feel is that we are moving much more into an area where we consistently receive and we develop trust, and because of that, we feel no need to attach into anything, because attachment, more often than not, stems from scarcity and fear. So, thumbs up for that. Let me know if you guys are feeling this. So, the beings that I'm working with right now are asking me to tell you that you might feel something running down your back in the next little while. It may feel like trickle or energy or goosebumps or something just, oh, you know, when you get that feeling. It's not scary, but it might surprise you. So if you are feeling tingling around your back right now or in your back, around your neck, could be also at the top of your head, you are feeling the effects of the healing. But even if you do not feel, great, fantastic. Even if you don't feel, you are getting the healing. You are receiving the healing, presuming you opened yourself up to receive the healing. But I'll tell you what, because you're here, because you're listening to me, I know that you are open to healing, because after all, I feel that's why we're connecting. You're hearing me say something that ultimately helps you heal something inside of yourself. And that to me is absolutely freaking beautiful. Am I forgetting anything else? No. So grab yourself a snack, get yourself water or a drink. Hopefully, well, if you want an alcoholic drink, that works too. And let's get started. One of the things that we Earth signs will be learning is how to just show up, and that requires a lot of trust. I received a message this morning in my running that it is important for us to create almost like a 7-day challenge, where every day we will challenge ourselves to do something out of the norm, something that is outside of our comfort zone. Nothing big. It could be as small as, let's say you buy a specific brand of coffee every single time, and now you're going to change into a different brand of coffee. And what you will notice when you are doing something outside of your norm, notice the level of resistance. The higher the level of resistance you have, the lower tolerance you have to the idea of change. So doing this exercise every day, when you give yourself a challenge to go through, makes it easier for you to experience not only challenging situations, but it exposes you to be okay with moving outside of your comfort zones. So it's not so scary after all. I'll tell you what was scary for me today. On Monday, when I was doing the messages, I had it all planned out. Yesterday, I said, excuse my French, fuck it, I'm just gonna see how it goes, because I'm learning how to show up. I'm learning how to trust. So that's a trust lesson. And today, I'm getting information differently yet, and I'm just kind of learning how to go with the flow. So over the next little while, you guys may feel like things are moving, but you're not quite sure where these things are moving to. So you may not see the final destination, but you'll be kind of in your own groove. Obviously, we'll have things coming at us, each and every one, and we are in a huge time of change. So I'm not expecting anything negative per se, but we're definitely in transitions. We are healing our hearts and our root chakra. So obviously, if we have issues with our root chakra, if we don't feel safe, if we don't feel stable, it's going to affect our finances, it's going to affect our relationship, it's going to affect pretty much everything that we do. Well, yeah, everything that we do. So if you've had any challenges with finances or any scarcity around finances or beliefs, scarce beliefs around finances, this is a good time for you to examine those. If money scares you, you might want to dig deeper into the reason why. Because as long as money scares you, from in whatever way, you might have been told when you were young that money is evil, and you've developed this connection that money is evil. Money is just a piece of paper. It's nothing. It is only as powerful as the power we give it. So, now I'm using money and finances just as an example. It could be anything else. Attracting a lover, attracting the right opportunity for you in order to express your gift. Whatever it is, anything that is standing in your way of you being the authentic you, without the hiding, without the trying to prove yourself all the time, or without the need to constantly prove your worth. Because guess what? You don't have to. You don't have to prove your worth to anyone. If you know you are worthy, if you know that you are worthy, and I don't mean just a head, I mean a bodily sensation. When you know in your body who you are, and because of that knowing, you automatically know you're worthy because you're part of everything that is. You're part of the universe. You can call it God. I keep being reminded what my job is. My job is to help you remember who you are. My job is to help you love yourself. There was a time not that long ago, if you were to talk to me about self-love, I would go, bleh, nah, whatever. It would actually irritate the shit out of me. Now, because I'm looking at it from a completely different angle, it makes perfect sense. But there is still this, little reservation when talking about self-love. When I get into my 3D mindset, it's a kind of a weird relationship. So my aim is to help you love yourself, to help you accept yourself, to help you see yourself for who you really are. And you're not just a body, you're not just a thought, you're not your emotion, you're not your belief. You are so much more than that. And this is a really, really important time to remember this. So, did I talk about taking risks and owning your truth? So the month of July, I want to say from July to September, this is a big time of learning how to own our truth. What does that mean to own our truth? Well, first and foremost, we need to know what our truth is. So if you don't know what your truth is, then that's a problem. So owning your truth becomes very important over the next little while. That includes taking risks. I feel many of you will be blessed. The word I'm getting is blessed with opportunities that will allow you and afford you, so there's a financial component, to be bigger than you currently are, and it'll put a smile on your face. But the thing between that and you, the thing that stands in between, is the word trust. Have I said trust too many times? I don't care. I'm going to keep on saying it until it actually sinks in. So, don't be afraid of taking risks, even if it means looking at something from a very different perspective, just to have a different, fresh perspective. That's also taking a risk. I saw us being immersed in our emotions. So the month of July, again, between now, July and September, many of us will be allowing ourselves to go deep into our emotions in order to be clear, in order to see clearly, in order to see from an observer's point of view. And some of you, when you dive into your feelings or emotions, it will feel like you can't breathe. And the reason why you can't breathe is because you're holding your breath. And the reason why you're holding your breath is because you don't want to feel. Okay? So notice if you have, stop running, exactly. If you constantly experience an anxiety is obviously based in fear. Go into this anxiety, examine this anxiety. The feeling itself is not going to kill you. We know that, but we don't like how it feels. So if you're experiencing an anxiety right now, not this moment, but in general, use this as a way use this as an opportunity to get to know yourself better. Dive into this anxiety. They're saying to me, tell them how. Okay, so let's say I'm feeling anxious right now. The way I do it is I feel it in my body, which means I can't be in my head. I have to be wherever it is in my body. And anxiety for me shows up here. And what I do, and this is a good trick for you to try, it works absolutely freaking wonders, is first locate the feeling and give it a color. Once you give the feeling a color, give it a shape. Once you give this shape, this feeling a shape, decide what size it is. Make it, objectify this feeling. Make it an object. Make it separate from you. And then I want you to see this object outside of your body where you are looking at it. And then I want you to do this. As you're looking at this feeling outside of you, I want you to notice how you feel towards it. Okay? So that is one way where you can learn how to understand your feelings and your emotions. Generally, we try to run away from the ones that don't feel very good, but running away does nothing, as we know. Because the only way to deal with something effectively is to look at it. And we are in times of transformation like there has been no other. So take the opportunity to learn about yourself. Also, they said learning how to love yourself can be very painful. It has been a very painful process for me. Why on earth, think about this, if we are love, which is where we come from, why on earth would we feel unworthy of love? It makes no freaking sense. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. The only reason why it makes sense is because we somehow forgot and were led to believe that we are less than. So in order to learn to love ourselves, we have to face those illusions. We have to face those fears. We have to face those stories that tell us who we are, which is our identity. So I'm going to go through some of the cards that I pulled for us. I wasn't going to, but they just kind of fell out. So I thought, okay, I'll keep it. And the thing that strikes me the most, more than anything, is the color yellow. Now, as we know, the color yellow is all about the solar plexus. It's all about power. It's all about will. But all that is great. If our second chakra is not up to par, or if it's not vibrating in unison, or if it's not open, then we will hold ourselves back in our solar plexus. So adjusting or adjustments to our second chakra, which is, you have to dive into feelings and emotions. Trust is the big one there, trusting. Second chakra, solar plexus very much depends on the second chakra. So if we are trying to create something and will it to our life in a physical form, second chakra has to support it. If second chakra is not supporting it, then this doesn't work as well. We have a lot of fears, we have a lot of objections, we have a lot of resistance. So we are learning how to be more in alignment. That's what it is. The solar plexus is really, really highlighted for the next couple of months. The energy that we are working with in the month of July is the energy of coherence, which is connecting the heart and the mind. And guess what? What's behind the heart and the mind? It's the throat. So when we connect the heart and the mind, we have easier time expressing our truth. Therefore, if you have been afraid to express your truth, then your heart and your mind is not in alignment. And you will feel that throughout this session. You will have these feelings, but we are also being worked on. Somebody right now, whether you are listening live or recorded, have problems with your feet. You need better shoe support. Somebody's feet need to be taken care of, and it's not the feet per se, it's the shoes. You're wearing the wrong shoes. So if you are having problems with your feet, if you are standing a lot, if you are on your feet a lot and your feet are hurting, your body's hurting, chances are I'm talking to you, you need different shoes. You need shoes with more support. Okay? So I'm going to watch for a couple of seconds and see if that resonates with anybody. Yours. Okay, so Tanya. Okay. I knew I was going to hit somebody. So make sure you get right shoes. All right. The animal that came up for me earlier in my meditation was the lizard. Let me tell you what the lizard is all about. The lizard animal totem is a reliable messenger from the spiritual realm. They are flexible and highly adaptive to their surroundings, capable of overcoming a plethora of adverse circumstances and personal attacks. Their ability to thrive in such conditions earns them the symbolism of being able to go with the flow and the inherent value of amalgamating in the wild. So, hear it again, and this animal is our messenger, which is all the words that I've read. So one of the things that I'm getting is this animal is highly adaptable. We are learning, either we are learning how to be more adaptable, or we are needing to be more adaptable. And if you think about it, in order to be more adaptable, we need this little word called trust. So however I slice it or dice it, can't get away from the word trust and trust in yourself. So where do I want to go next? All right, so Between Two Worlds is one of our cards. Look at this beautiful card. Absolutely love this card. And this beautiful turtle is swimming between red and orange, or sorry, orange and yellow. Second and third chakra. This is where its home is. If you have any challenges of not feeling at home in your body, not feeling the sense of belonging, not knowing where you fit, it's because you're stuck somewhere between your second and third chakra. You don't quite know who you are. Now, if you don't quite know who you are, that's actually not a bad thing. And here's the reason why. Because you get to decide who you are. So who are you? Who are you? If you say, I am a mother, if you say I'm a father, if you say I'm a sister, if you say I do this or that, no, that's not who you are. Not at all. Those are things you do, and those are things that you experience, but that's not who you are. Remember, you are so much more than that. And my job, my absolutely fucking amazing job that I have, is to drill that in your head. It's to help and remind you. Because the more you are reminded of the fact that you are more than your body, you elevate your thoughts, and elevated thoughts have a higher frequency. So by elevating your thoughts, you raise your vibration. And we know what happens when you raise our vibration. Shit gets wild. That's what I heard. Okay. Woo! That was interesting. So look at this card. It's such a beautiful card. There's so much flow with this. Some of you would be a really good idea for you to either learn how to dance or just go dancing. Just go wild. And I don't care if it's in front of the mirror. I don't care if it's with a make-believe partner. But body movements is indicated here. And one of the reasons why it's indicated, because it puts us back in our body. When we are in our bodies, we are not as anxious. So you will notice that when you're experiencing an anxiety, you are not in your body. You are somewhere else. Your mind is somewhere else. Generally, it's in the future, trying to figure out what's going on or how can I trust it. Okay? So exercise or connecting to your physical body becomes extremely important over the next little while. I mean, it's always important, but it has never been more important than it is right now. And here's why. Because it allows us to feel more settled inside. And what happens when we feel more settled? We can deal with anything just a little bit better. Just a little less in a complicated way. Life seems to flow through just a little bit easier. Does that mean we won't have challenges? Shit, no, of course we will. We're here for challenges. But being in your body is extremely important. For me, it's being in nature. I took up running. Some of you know this. I took up running. And I cannot go a day without going outside. And I used to just stay at home because I work from home. And it's like an addiction. So I have cleared one addiction, which was my gym addiction. I was at the gym 6 or 7 days a week, and I have shifted my addiction to being outside. But hey, if I am going to attach into anything, I think the one being outside is not a bad one. Okay? Except I'm now back to the gym, but less time. So what this is also saying to you, every one of you there, is that moving forward, you might want to change or rethink your the way you've done things in the past and change it up a little bit. If you are used to doing certain things, like going to the gym, for example, and lifting weights, perhaps finding a different way of connecting with your body or exercising within your body is going to prove to be very beneficial and fruitful to you. For one, it's change, and change, as we know, can feel a little bit tricky because it requires us to go from the comfortable to the uncomfortable, all that stuff. But guys, we are in the midst of change, so we kind of have to get on with it, right? Okay, Claudia, you took up bike riding. Yes, fantastic. So outside, being in nature, touching or hugging a tree, as weird as it sounds, connect to nature as much as you can. Why? Well, we know nature is good. You don't need me to say that to you. But nature is always striving for balance. Nature knows no judgment. Nature simply is. It is the divine expression of whatever energies. It does. Have you ever seen a flower looking at the other flower and saying, "Hey, do you think I look good?" No, nature is total acceptance. Nature is total acceptance. Nature is total acceptance. So be more outside. Look at nature and the perfection of what nature is, and maybe that will bring you back into your body. And absolutely it will help if you are feeling resistance or an anxiety. Okay? So, for some of you, you might want to look into the symbolism of turtle. What does a turtle mean symbolically, like an animal totem? To me, the turtle represents having its home in its back, which means doesn't matter where it is, it's always at home. Now think about this. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter who you're with, you always feel at home, which means you're always safe. And that safety belongs to you. It's inherently there. You cannot be separated from it. Imagine the gift of owning that truth. That doesn't matter what. When you remember who you are, it'll bring you home closer to feeling that safety. Okay? And I'll tell you what's going to happen. You're going to radiate this out of you, and people are going to say, "What did you do?" Because when we come into our own self, we click into our light. When we are not aligned with our true selves, it's like our light is dimmed. So when people start responding to you and saying, "What have you done? Have you changed your hair?" And you're like, "No, I'm just more true to myself." It's because your light will start to shine and it will be unmistakable. And people will want what you have, except you can't give it to them. Because every one of them has to find it within themselves. Okay? Any challenges around fears of achievement? So this is fears of failures. One way to deal with fears of failure is to practice taking small risks. To get you in the habit of making some changes and breaking habits on a regular basis. Make them small. And it gets you kind of accustomed to doing things out of your knowledge, and eventually the fear of taking risks becomes not so big. We don't want to eliminate that altogether because it is what keeps us safe, but we definitely want to minimize it. Also, any fears of failure that you have that is attached or connected to your mother. Perhaps your mother felt like a failure. Perhaps you felt like a failure being a mother. Perhaps your mother failed you in some way. I mean, we're all humans with various belief systems, and we're all little humans running around just wanting to be loved, but we're all hurt. So if you have any challenges with failure or fear of failure, which is pretty straightforward, many people have it, look into the root of what that is for you, and chances are quite high that you'll come up that the root is a mother. Not as a blame. Absolutely not. There's no blame here whatsoever. Because you chose your mother to be the way she was in order for you to help you learn a certain thing or accomplish a certain goal as a soul. So it's never from a space of blame. All right? What's the next message? Aligning your universe came up this way. Okay? Where are you in disalignment? Where are you in disalignment? And you will know because you'll feel it. Being in disalignment is a feeling. It's unmistakable. Okay? So observe your feelings over the next little while. As a matter of fact, dive into your feelings. The message on the bottom says navigate distractions. Okay? It is your job or our job and our responsibility to know what stands in our way of us being our best self, more authentic self. What stands in the way? What stands in the way of that for you? Is it because you're afraid? What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of being recognized, perhaps? Are you afraid of being seen? Are you afraid of challenges with abandonment? Chakra number 2. Whatever those are, remember, it's programming. It's in your head. It's in your mind. And you have control over your mind, which means you can change your mind. You can change what you believe. Do you realize that? You can change what you believe. Do you realize that? You are your own authority. You choose what you believe. And I know to some of you, it's going to come as a shock. Only because you never thought about it this way. You just believe what you believe, and you do this every day, and you don't even think about it, and there it is. But do you realize that you can change what you believe about yourself at any second? At any second. You have that power. You will have the habits, but once you know your truth, the habits are easier to deal with. Never, ever forget who you are. You are not your body. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. All those things are part of you, but you are more than that. When you remind yourself, you'll keep vibing higher. Really, really important. It is important over the next little while, well, forever as far as I'm concerned, but over the next little while, between July and September, there's some interesting times going on in July and September, or between July and September. And I suspect it has something to do with the eclipses that we are experiencing. These eclipses are eclipsing a lot of SHIT out, but even SHIT was useful and helpful as long as we can learn from it and gather the wisdom so that we can use that wisdom somewhere else going forward. Also, remember that you are not alone in this. You're never alone in this. And even though it does not feel like it sometimes, and even sometimes I myself go, oh God, have I lost my connection? The answer is absolutely not. You can't. You cannot not be connected. You're always connected. 24/7, you're always connected. You may not perceive your connection, but that could be one of so many things. A, you don't trust yourself. You don't trust the universe to support you. You don't trust yourself to support yourself. You don't trust others. But that doesn't mean you're not connected. You're always connected. So, lesson number 2. First lesson is your love. Never forget that. That's what you're made of. That's the stuff you're made of, is frequency of love. Rule number 1. Rule number 2 is, I lost it. I totally lost it. Well, let's make rule number 2. You can always change what you think. You can always change your identity. In fact, these eclipses are helping us move past certain identities. Identities that are rooted in insignificance, identities that are rooted in scarcity and mediocrity, identities that are rooted in lack of self-worth, identity that is rooted in some other lack. If you are subscribed within yourself, if you call yourself someone who doesn't have a lot of confidence, then it's time you let that go. Now, I know it's easier said than done, and I'm having a conversation with them saying, I know it's not that easy, because if it was that easy, we wouldn't be having this conversation. So it is easy and it's not. The only reason why it's not easy because we've developed a habit. What's a habit? Habit is something you do without thinking. So who you are and how you express yourself, you do mostly without thinking. Now imagine this. If you begin to have conscious thoughts on how you think and therefore how you express, imagine how crazy that would be. Yes, Juliet, confidence is sexy as hell. Right on. Okay? All right. I feel, how am I doing so far? Are you guys, is this resonating with you? Because I'm going to move on to each individual signs. If you are behind the live, don't worry, this is going to be posted. And by the way, did I say this before? If I have, I'm going to say it again because it's worth repeating. Every fucking single one of you, I am so grateful for. Every single one of you, I am so grateful for. And I wake up every morning being grateful. It's a funny thing. When you allow yourself the feeling of gratitude, it can be very humbling, but it can be very scary at the same time. And as I'm feeling this, I'm going, why is this scary? And it's scary because, here we go. I don't know if I can trust it. That darn trust word. Oh! But it is not as strong as it once has been. So I know I'm moving in a good place. And again, the only reason why I'm sharing this with you is because you are part of me, I am a part of you. We are all experiencing these things together. We just come in different packages. That's all. So when I share my vulnerability with you, I know that every single one of you will resonate with that. And I remember a couple of years ago, maybe a year ago, I was in a hypnotherapy session and a being came through and we were asking some questions for me. I was channeling, and the being basically said to me, to Joanna, that the greatest gift I bring to the world was my own pain. And the way it was presented to me is that my pain, my experiences, when I bring, is my vulnerability. When I bring that vulnerability out into the open, that will be the greatest healing I will ever do for myself. And what that will do is, for those of you who are watching, it's like you will give yourself permission to do the same. And if I can help, some energies are, okay, it says that it's reconnecting. Okay, I'm going to wait a second. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. So it's saying here on my end that it's reconnecting. Are you still able to hear me? To hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Yes. Okay, perfect. I don't know why. I have all the latest and strongest Wi-Fis. Yes. Okay, perfect. Thank you. How is the sound? Is it like my regular monthly or is it muffled? It's like the regular monthly sauce, Lily. SOS to Lily. Muffled. Not, see, it's, one of you says muffled, the other one says not muffled, another one of you says tiny bit muffled. That's crazy. I don't know why that is. But we'll figure this out. All right, let's go with each individual sign. I'm actually enjoying this. You know what's funny? When I first decided to do this live, I was scared. I was really scared. It's like, holy shit, I'm going to be doing this live, which is what I was told I was going to do years ago. And I said, no, can't wait. And I am putting myself out there in front of you. And you know what the weirdest thing is? I think I like it. I actually think I like being out there and vulnerable, as weird as it is. I'm just actually realizing this. Wait a second. I enjoy being vulnerable in front of you. How fucked up is that? That is so strange. And then I just heard it's not so scary after all, is it? So I hope that you can see my reaction, because when you put yourself out there, you will have the same feeling. You will go, oh, that isn't actually so bad. That's not so bad. Wow. So I am grateful for you, because if you didn't want to see anything that I have to say, I wouldn't have to put myself through this. So it's because of you. I'm blaming you. And of course I'm being funny. It is because of you that I'm being challenged, and that I am challenging myself. And hopefully by challenging myself, I can help you challenge yourselves as well. Okay, so 2 cards are sticking out, and we're going with the signs of Taurus. I'm a Taurus. Woo! Yes! Oh my God, this is crazy! This is how exciting I get, seriously. I want to cry. Look at these 2 cards. Can you still hear me, guys? Yes. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Death in reverse and the Star. So if you are a tarot reader, by all means, you can have your own interpretation. I'm not a tarot reader. I suck at it. I'm full disclosure. But I will tell you what I get from these 2 cards. If you're a Taurus, like myself, you know what I want to say to you? I want to say the worst is over. You have just come through or have overcome something quite substantial. Some part of you has been either realized or stripped off of you. And this is very recent. This is very recent. Or you are undergoing this death process right now. Okay? Thank God. No kidding, right? Yes. And the worst part, whatever the part is, it has to do with a realization. So have some of you lately, very, very recently, begin to realize certain things about yourself that you were not aware of before? I'm just going to see. Yes, you are. Yes, Saul, you're realizing who you truly are. Yes, perfect. Yes, 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 yes. Fantastic. I have gone through an experience over the weekend where I was reminded my purpose. Why am I here? What am I all about? Who am I? And I was able to see myself again for the truth that I am, not for the lies that I tell myself. And that has ups. And I remember in that moment when I had that awareness, I remember saying out loud, I feel like I am birthing myself. And as a matter of fact, thank you for reminding me. I had that feeling this morning. So for some of you, you will feel like you are birthing yourself. I don't know how to explain it any other way. When you feel it, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Because how do you birth yourself, right? But it's a feeling. And I remember this morning I was opening the fridge and I literally felt like I was being born. I was being birthed. So the new aspect of me was being birthed. But again, it's not new. And remember, when I say me, I mean you too. It's not that something new was being born. It's that the true me was coming out for the world to see. And I'm saying that about you. I'm saying that about you. Now, as a result of this realization, look what we have. We have the Star. What a beautiful companion. It's emotional balance. It's the yin and yang. It's the fluidity of life. It's hope and it's trust. It's a lighter feeling. By the way, my computer keeps saying reconnecting. I hope you can still hear me. If anybody can say, can you still hear me okay? The video is not for specific signs. The video is for earth signs, and then I'm doing each individual sign right now. Yes, you can hear. Perfect. So this is for you Taurians. Again, I'm just going to recap. Some of you have just undergone some huge ass realization, or you are in the process of undergoing this realization right now. And as a result of this realization, you come out on the other end completely different human being. A human being that is much more settled in their mind and their body. Now for us Taurians, we are solid people. If we are not in our body, that is not a good thing because we are anxious. Okay? Most of you listening to this, whether live or not live, you're in transitions. Heck, we're all in transitions. We already know that. I mean, we are in transitions. That's just a fact. So this is for Taurians. Thumbs up for that. I freaking love this. Yes. Also, be proud of yourself. It feels both awesome and scary. Yes, it. I just had a brief moment of disconnection. Can you hear me? Yes, be proud of yourself. Yes, we're back. Perfect. Okay, 2 more signs to go. Tell me about, ooh, okay. Virgo. 3 cards popped up. Oh, many cards. Ooh, okay, well, let's do it. So here's what we have. If you're a Virgo, you might be feeling stuck, but here's what I want to say to you. The stuckness is in your hands, which means you're not as stuck as you think. So this is you. If you are stuck in a situation, you're not as stuck as you think. But in order for you to know that, you have to shift your perspective. If you're experiencing being stuck in a situation or a relationship or a job, what is this thing that's keeping you there? What is that hook that you're hooked on? Because that hook is something you need to heal so that you're no longer in this position. Okay? So somebody says here, Cassandra, you're keeping yourself back. So ask yourself the question, why am I keeping myself back? Why am I keeping myself stuck? What's in it for me? Well, for one, it's safe. And for some of you, right now you're being triggered. I can feel it right here. This feeling of stuckness and me saying to you, ask yourself why you're stuck, and you can get out of this if you want. It's producing a certain feeling here. You're not liking this. You're not liking to hear that. I know. Sometimes it's hard to hear that the positions we are stuck is our own doing. It is. It's hard to hear. I'm not gonna bullshit. Okay? So that's number 1. You might feel creatively blocked. That's because I feel you are keeping yourself stuck. So if you want to be more in creative flow, then you have to find a way to get out of it. Okay? This is under your control. This guy, you being stuck, is under your control. If you don't know how, ask someone to help you. I can certainly, of course, if you would like me to help you figure that out, but this is under your control. Look what's next. Yes. This is so exciting. Look what's waiting for you. Look what's waiting for you. Look what's waiting for you. Look at this. This is where you are going, okay? So stop resisting. Stop resisting. This is for Virgo. Stop resisting, Virgos. Whatever the stuckness is, unstuck yourself. Stop resisting. This is what is waiting for you down the road, okay? So here's what I want to say to you if you're a Virgo. Practice in believing that anything is possible. Practice in believing that anything is possible, because guess what? Anything is possible as long as you believe it. Okay? The Five of Cups to me basically says you are moving past resistance and scarcity. Any connection, emotional connection to scarcity that's rooted in loss. That guy's got to go. It's going. That's the transformation. Okay? So if you've been holding on to some things from the past, this would have been preventing you from this. But because you are transforming it, you're no longer stuck in the past. This is what will become available to you. Now, in order for you to experience either a brand new career, a brand new relationship, or something that is new and meaningful to you, I mean, look at these guys. This is crazy. You have to take a risk. You have to take a certain level of risks. Okay? And you also have to know your truth and what is important to you. Before you make a choice, make sure that it's the choice you want. And you can't know that unless you are in your own truth and in your own authority. All right? So that's for Virgo. Now let's move on to Capricorns. I know a few Capricorns in my life, and I know that some of them are struggling with different things. So let's see what we have for Capricorns. The first thing I see here for Capricorns is you're not alone in this. So if you are feeling alone in a certain situation, or if you are feeling alone in a relationship, the message is you're not alone in this. So, what do we have for the sign of Capricorn? Okay, so right away, this is going to be all about your emotions. Are you guys ready? I have a surprise for you. Victory. Whatever you are battling emotionally, whatever has been holding you back, whoever has been holding you back, whatever beliefs have prevented you from being your full authentic self, I don't know how you do it, but here's where you arrive. Success. So here's what I want you to do. Whatever situation you are stuck in, I want you to see this as a possibility. Not doubt. Not this. This. Doubt will ruin everything. Because doubt dilutes the trust and belief you have in yourself. Don't doubt. I am being asked to say not a word, to let that sink in. You have chills. Beautiful. Don't doubt. Would you doubt God? Yeah, I know sometimes we do when things are going sideways, but generally we believe in God, universe. You would never doubt universe, or would you? Or would you? Do you doubt the universe? Because if you do, the universe will support you in that. There's just no other way. There's no other way. The universe supports whatever you believe. Whatever emotional ties you have, whatever structures you have in your head and in your mind, whatever belief systems run your life, the universe will support you in that. So if you want to be supported differently, change your thoughts. And yes, it's a challenge. But what did I say at the very beginning of this transmission? Be ready to be challenged. So how about this? One more card for Capricorn. Okay, thank you. Some of you want more information. Some of you, it's not enough. Okay, guys, seriously. If you're a Capricorn and you think this is not enough information, oh my God, this is so funny. This is where you're going. This should be enough for you to see. I'm saying to you, there is victory. Grab onto that. Grab onto that. But I will put another card, pick another card for you. That's so funny. That is so funny. That is like somebody had a light moment, light bulb moment. Yes, I love those. Give me one more message. Some of you need more interactions with people, but your interactions with people need to change. If you are a Capricorn, lose the need to prove yourself to somebody. Lose the need to prove yourself to somebody. I bet you most of you who have that need, you're not even aware of it consciously. So, if you are experiencing difficulties or difficult dynamics in your life, particularly with relationships, dive into your feelings and notice if this dynamic doesn't have anything to do with you needing to prove yourself. Yes, please grab onto the victory. Yes. So stop trying to prove yourself. And the reason why you're trying to prove yourself is because you don't believe you are worth it. You don't believe that you're worthy. And if that's the case, if you do not believe that you are worthy, even if it's deeply held belief, then you don't know who you are. Hear me. If you do not believe that you are worthy, then you don't know who you are. You cannot be not worthy when you realize who you are. It doesn't exist. So your job over the next few months is to remind yourself who you are. And my job is to remind you who you are. You are part of divinity itself. You are part of the universe itself. You are a physical form of consciousness, an expression, a physical expression of consciousness that comes in a body, in a suit, and you call yourself a name. But you are not that. Remember, you are not that. Okay? Somebody said it's making sense. I'm glad. Okay, here's a card. Okay, for some of you, this feels almost minuscule compared to what I said a moment ago. This feels very transitional. I feel like for some of you, there is some news about a younger person, maybe unfavorable news, maybe somebody got fired, or it's you are losing interest in something that once gave you stability. So this could be a job, could be a relationship. It seems financial, it seems physical, could be a structure. So this doesn't feel very big, but it feels like something in your life is ending. Also, what may be ending is the relationship you have with your inner self, with your child self. Some call it the lower self. I don't like that word. Or the relationship you have with somebody else who is younger than you. Okay? And that will happen because you will shift your perspective by shifting you will shift the dynamic by shifting your perspective. So guys, we are done. What did you think? Tell me what you thought. We got 158 thumbs up, thank you, 289 views. Did you enjoy it? I am gonna say yes, and I'm not gonna feel guilty about it. Empowering Cassandra, thank you so much. You know, when I was told 5 years ago by Spirit then, that, love you too guys, every single one of you. When I was told by Spirit 5 years ago that I need to I need to create a YouTube channel, I literally said, what the F for? What the fuck for? What I need a YouTube channel for? And they said, people need to hear your voice. I said, what the hell for? Because you will be channeling about self-love. And at that time, I just kind of went, whatever. But I am more clear than ever in my life, as I speak to you, in front of you live. I have never been more clear what my job is. And my number one job is to remember who I am so that I can tell you who you are. No, wrong word. Not that I can tell you who you are, so that I can show you, by being my true self, by being my true light, who you are as well, because you're no different than me. We're all the same. We all come from the same space. Okay? So with that said, I got chills. Woo! Some of you will feel tired after this. I realized something, and this is the third session. Next one is on Monday. that these sessions take a lot out of me, and I didn't realize it until yesterday. Why? And that's because there's so much frequency coming through me, and it's so powerful. And oh, by the way, I forgot to mention this. Thank you for reminding me. When I was tuning into this frequency, I thought, oh my God, that's big. And they said to me, you can handle it. So if you feel that there's something going on in your life and it's too big, hear me say this to you. You can handle it. You can handle anything when you remember who you are. You can handle anything when you remember who you are. So don't forget who you are. Or realize who you are. Okay? Much love to every single one of you. If you need a nap after this, and if you can afford one,